Hi, this is Caroline Chang, host and producer of Awake to Oneness Radio, and this is my first full episode in my new series, Truth is Truth. Now, originally, I planned to do this first episode on the them versus us mentality, but because of the events of this past weekend, here in my state of Pennsylvania, and there's so much talk going on, and also there's the what they call the Republican convention. Had to think because I am not political. I am so proud of the fact that I'm not political. Never have been, never will be. From my perspective, politics is one of the main ways the powers that should not be divide and conquer the masses. That's the only way such a small percentage of the world's population can control 99%, 1% of the world's population. And this is a fact. And I think most of you know that. 1% of the world's population controls 99% of the world's population. And it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with being able to control and manipulate your mind, which they do through the media worldwide, not just talking about this country. And one of their main ways of controlling what we perceive and what we think is the mass media, and they do it with politics. A big portion, they do it with politics, with religion, with race, with culture, with gender, any way they can divide, because if we united, game over for the powers that should not be. Game over. All we would have to do is unite in love, in peace, and say no more. That's it. But one of their main thing is politics. And I'm so glad from the time I was very young, I had no interest in politics ever. And what happened in Pennsylvania this past Saturday, where there was a gunfire, where former President Trump was speaking in Pennsylvania here, and I got a text because that day I literally was not on the computer. It was a day I was doing other things and not on the computer, and I got texts that President Trump was just shot at or something like that, and I texted back, it's fake, you know. I didn't bother to turn on the computer, go to YouTube, and try to see what was going on. I just kind of like, I got two texts. I replied to those texts, it's fake, and I ignored it because I knew it was just more in the game of politics. And I wasn't interested in watching the game politics Saturday. So I didn't even look to see the actual footage, the video of it, of the event, until late Sunday morning. And I looked at that, and then I saw someone actually standing behind President Trump that I had met. You'll see the picture. Let's see, in this corner, I'll have the picture of his name is Vinny. I met Vinny at a conference last year. And I know I first saw Vinny in the movie The Fall of the Cabal, the film. And when I saw him and recognized him, I wanted to have my picture taken with him. So I noticed, then I kept watching the video over and over again. And I was like, once I recognized Vinny, now I was looking at Vinny and what was Vinny doing? And I was like, wait a second. Vinny didn't duck down not once. I mean, he's like very close to where, I mean, the president Trump ducked. Now, if I was behind Trump and I saw Trump duck, I'm going to duck. It's just automatic. Trump is duck. Whether I heard a shot, whether I knew what was going on, if I saw somebody, the speaker, at the podium, duck down, and I'm right behind him, in a half a second, I would be on the ground. Okay, this is just me. But I kept looking. Vinny did not duck down at all. He stood up and he was looking at the president, but he did not duck down. And that was the first thing I put in my mind. Interesting. Okay. And the entire video seemed very odd. There was a lot of things that was odd to me about that shooting. And now I was 1 year old when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. But I have seen many video clips of that. I saw a documentary in detail about John F. Kennedy. And so it was like when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, they were not going to miss their target. And in my belief, the FBI, CIA, any government agency, if they truly wanted Donald Trump dead, he would be dead. That is my belief, that the government agencies would not have missed their target. But like I said, all I can do is share what resonates with me as truth. When we're talking about what happened on Saturday, I'm just sharing what my eyes saw. I wasn't there, and I can just share what my eyes saw and what I thought when I saw what I saw. So now I want to talk my truth about politics. I'm not political because I see Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever party as one party. It's all the same. No matter who's in office, it's all the same. For me, the office of the president is actually owned and controlled by the powers that be. So it doesn't matter who's in that office. It's not for our best. Whoever is in that office is a puppet for the powers that be. Who's ever in that office is not in that office for our best interest. So and then this morning, there's a called leaked, air quote, leaked video where Trump had called Bobby Kennedy and was talking about a subject that we can't talk about on YouTube. I know that. Okay. So, but actually the video is on YouTube, but that's okay. I am not going to talk about that subject because it's a taboo subject on this platform. But that's what Donald Trump called Bobby Kennedy to talk about that and his experience the day before when his ear got shot. I don't know if the ear got shot or if the bullet grazed his ear. I don't know. I know I didn't see a lot of blood, and I did also notice there was no blood on that arm, like that when he was raising that hand where he was shot, whichever ear. He had on a white shirt. I didn't see any blood on the cuff of his shirt. I saw there was little blood that ran like across his face. But again, all of that is suspect to me. Okay. I'm the type of person, I don't take anything for face value. I do my own research. I'm wired that way. I've always been wired that way. And so, like in this leaked video that was supposed to have been uploaded by on the conversation was Sunday, and the video was uploaded supposedly by Bobby's son, and Bobby has apologized for the video, and the original video has been taken down. But I'm thinking, leaked, really? Okay. Uh, I don't think it was accidentally leaked. I think everything that is done in the political game, I like that. Let's call it the political game. Everything that's done in the political game is done intentional. And it's intentional to get your attention. It's intentional to deceive you. And it's intentional to divide you. Right now, there are so many families in this country that are divided over politics. You know, they don't just divide us as a country, it's dividing families within families. I personally can have a conversation with anyone, a conversation, regardless if we agree or not. I don't argue, I don't fight, I don't debate. I have a best friend that can testify to that because we have conversations all the time. And at the end of every conversation, we say, I love you. Okay. We never argue. And there's very little we agree on. Very, very little. But okay, as far as politics, for me, the entire government is corrupt inside and out. There's no aspect of the government that is not corrupt and criminal. And I don't participate. By voting, you are participating in a corrupt system. You know it's corrupt, but you're still participating in it. So that participation is keeping it alive. When we decide no more, we're not going to participate in a corrupt system anymore. There's no fixing it, none. We just don't need to participate because we are sovereign beings and we don't need any corrupt organization governing over us. So I say to this friend of mine that, you know, we just need to ignore it. So when we ignore it and make it obsolete. Another one of my favorite quotes, which I have up here, that when something is not working and it cannot be fixed, you walk away and ignore it. And when you do that, it becomes obsolete. And that's what we must do. This system, with anyone that has eyes to see, can see that this corrupt system is collapsing on its own. It's collapsing. And what we need to do is let it collapse. You know, step back, we can watch it collapse, but not participate in the game. And I do believe many, many people are waking up to that truth. And I do believe we will see that happen. I'm not one to predict a date or a time, but I do, it is definitely the corrupt government is on its last leg. And people are seeing that. And I just encourage people to really open their eyes, see the truth of what's going on, and decide no more. I'm not participating in this lie anymore. I'm stepping back and I'm going to let this, because what we need in this country and in the world is a peaceful revolution. Peaceful by just ignoring it, let it collapse, and we come together in small groups, community groups. We come together and form something better. That is something that will have the best interest of every person in mind, not a government that just wants to enslave its citizens. And that's all the United States government is about. There's no aspect of the government. Now, I'm not saying everybody in the government wants to enslave the population, but I'm saying the government itself is controlled. It's owned and controlled. So doesn't matter. You can have the best intentions in the world. You can run for office and get elected. You're not going to be able to make a difference within a corrupt system, because eventually everything you try to do is just going to get corrupted, because you can't put, there's a phrase in the Bible about putting new wine into old skins. You can't do that. We must come together in love, peace, understanding, unity, and true love, peace, understanding, and unity, and form something better. And I would not call it a government. I wouldn't call it a government, because the word government means govern your mind. And we, as sovereign beings of light, we don't need any organization to govern our mind. We govern our mind individually. Okay? It's called self-governance. So we come together wanting the best for all, as in a self-governance. We don't need a corrupt government over us. So, lots going on. I think Donald Trump just named his vice president. I don't know who he is. The convention, I think the Republican convention is still going on. I think in a few weeks, there's going to be the Democratic convention. My hopes is that there is no election come November. When I say that, not meaning to keep things the way they are. No, because someone once said that to me when I said no election. No, my hopes that the people of America wake up, decide they don't want this corrupt system anymore, and there is no election, because we're done with the corruption. We're done with the system. That is my hopes. So basically, like I said, this video is about politics, and I'm not political, because there's so much politics going on right now in the mainstream. I don't watch the mainstream, but there's much politics going on right now in the mainstream. So that's why I decided to speak about that today. Okay. My next video will be about the them versus us mentality. Okay. Thank you for listening. Love you all. I feel excited because I truly, truly feel it in the air. Humanity is waking up to the truth. And I am so happy to be a part of humanity's great awakening and shine my light, to reach those who are open to hear. Love you. Again, any comments, please hit me up. And you can hit me up. You can email me. I'm open to all discussion, civil, respectful discussion. Because I can have a civil, respectful discussion with anybody. We don't have to agree to disagree in love and peace and light. Namaste. Peace and love. Bye-bye for now.